The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to it. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Good morning, Elmo. Good morning, Elmo. Good morning, Seiko Hunt. How are you, brothers? How are you, brothers, today? Elmo, got to tell you, man, thank you, man. Thank you for throwing in another $250 for the giveaway, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do for me, for the MMAI community, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys, man. So just wanted to let you know that, Elmo. But good morning. Happy Thursday, man. I hope everybody is doing well this morning. I hope everybody is up and at it and ready to go. So we're going to get into some pre-market stuff. We're going to get into some news. You're welcome. You're welcome, my man. Yeah, man, you're a good dude, Elmo, man. I appreciate you, man. But I just I wanted to let you know that. Excuse me, we're breaking up in my chest this morning. So I do have a board meeting I got to get to at 8:15 this morning. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to run through some of this stuff. We're going to make it happen. We're going to get everybody's morning started off. See what happened yesterday and how it affected the markets today, this morning. Feeling a lot better, Elmo. It's just in my chest right now. But the good part about it is it's starting to break up, so it's starting to come up. So that's a good thing. Not complaining about it. I feel better. Just trying to get it all out of my chest, drinking them hot liquids, drinking them them cures that everybody's sending me. Been to the store. I had to buy a bunch of stuff to start making some of these hot drinks. Everybody's telling me about it. So it's breaking up. It's coming up. So, feeling better, man. I'm back on the grind, but appreciate you asking. So the pre-markets, guys, man, they're in green. They're not bad. This is what usually happens after an interest rate hike. It usually takes the markets a day to digest what happened and how they're going to deal with it. Doesn't surprise me that we're in the green today. Doesn't surprise me that we're in the green this morning. This is kind of how these trends work, right? So as at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, as the markets open, we'll find out. We'll find out how the market itself wants to deal with what Powell said yesterday, and how they react to it the day after. I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be decent. I think everybody was anticipating at 25 basis points. I think it was already priced into the markets. So I don't see a big, huge fall off today. We will get into some of this news that Powell from the press conference yesterday that I think people are underestimating a little bit what he's saying. and the markets don't really believe what he's saying, but you know, I believe what he's saying. I believe that I believe that the man says what he means. So, but the pre-markets themselves, you know, they're green. They're not looking bad today. The Dow's green, the Nasdaq's green, the S&P's green. So I think the markets will open up in a positive direction today. Looks like the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, we're still sitting at greed, which makes sense. There's still a lot of money in Bitcoin right now, so it makes sense why we're still in greed. The market cap for the global market cap for crypto is about $1,161 billion. Seems to be holding steady right around that 1,160 billion to 170 billion mark, hovering around there. So that's good. Bitcoin seems to be holding this 27,000 mark, 27.5 to 28. Seems to just be sitting in there. That 27.5 to 28 mark seems to just be sitting in there. So, you know, holding steady. You see the line, you know, the line right here looks to be, we did have this little dip. You'll see it right there. The little dip, that was the press conference, but then it seemed to bounce back pretty decent. But every time Powell speaks, you got to expect a little dip in the chart, and then the real reaction will come in. So you got Ethereum sitting at about $1,753 right here. Ethereum's holding their 1,700 line pretty well. We'll see what happens today with it. It seems to like that 1,700 mark right now. So I'm not expecting a big dump in Ethereum, but we got to see how the market's open, right? BNB's hanging in there as well at the $325 mark. 325, 330, kind of where it's been sitting. Again, you can see the dip here when Powell, you can line it up, right? You got the dip right here with Ethereum, the dip right here with BNB when Powell started to speak, and then they all started to kind of come up just a little bit. XRP going on a nice run, guys. Good to see, but XRP, it can't get past that 50-cent mark. Every time it hits that 50-cent mark, it gets smacked back down. That's a strong resistance level right there at 50 cent. So, man, 50 cent in the club, baby. But, you know, get smacked back down at that 50-cent mark. But it's okay. We traded at 35 cents for a long time. So to start trading in the 40s is good. Is good to start building some support there. See if we can't hold it, though. The whole key is can they hold it? Can they hold this 43 to 45 cent mark? Can we hold it? That's the key. Polygon sitting at about $1.12, $1.13. I seen this yesterday when Powell spoke right up in here, right around 109. See, it bounced back okay. Polygon is going to have its day. It's going to have its run, guys. Believe you me, it will have its run. Tron, we're going to get into some Tron news today too. Justin Sun is finding himself in some hot water. So we're going to see what's happening, because there's a lot that Justin Sun's involved with that that could get himself in some hot water. You know, I mean, obviously he runs Tron, he's got Poloniex, he's got a lot of stuff going on, and you know, the SEC ain't liking him right now. See what else we got going on here, guys. LY, forget about you. We're gonna get to Hex in a minute, because Hex has a run. Hex has another run going on. Stellar, guys, still holding that 9 cent mark. So it's doing pretty good. Dr. Rob, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. What's up, MMAI family? Yes, we are here. Elmo is in the building too. So ain't Seiko. So Stellar's holding this 9-cent mark, guys. It's good. That's good because this thing likes to hover around 8 cents to 7 cents. So the fact that it's holding on to this 9-cent mark is good. But we'll see. We'll see what the market brings today. I think the market's gonna have a good day. I think everybody in the market kind of digested what Powell said yesterday. But the day after, guys, it's usually where we'll see how the market's really going to react. So about 9:30 today, you're going to see that 24-hour reaction to what Powell said. So I think Austin heading home. Yeah, I seen that this morning. Austin was heading home on the plane, doing his thing. I like that. I like the fact that he feels comfortable enough to come home because that means that there was a lot of work getting done out there, and he feels good. Do you feel about SEC and Coinbase? Oh, we're gonna get there, Dr. Rob. SEC is on some stuff, man. So, but we go ahead and look at this bubbles right here. There you go, Elmo. I told you we were gonna get to it. HEX up 21.8% on a 24-hour. It's on another run. HEX has been performing really, 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 really well over the past month, I would say. And it's on another great run at 21.8% over these 24 hours. So Army guy, good morning. Good morning. Driving to work. Will not be able to participate. But I'll be listening. That's all right, Elmo. I hit you right here. 21.8%. We're up today, guys. HEX is up today. It's on another one of them epic runs. It's up to 12 cents. If you were buying this at a penny on its low, you're doing pretty well. You're doing good. And I can't say anything about HEX. It's been on an absolute tear this past month. So it's moving. Joyful, good morning. Glad to see you're up. Glad to see you're with us this morning. Thank you for dropping by. But yeah, so the markets they don't look bad. Let's go ahead and narrow this down to the hour and see what's happening with the American markets as they wake up. Let's see how they're treating crypto right now as they start to wake up. A lot of red starting to fill in to the market. But it's all right because Bitcoin seems to be holding its 27.5 to 28, like we talked about earlier. Ethereum seems to be holding up right around that 17.3 to 17.5 range. It seems to be sitting comfortable in there. BNB again, it's holding its own right now. So the market itself, I think, is good. It looks like it's solid. The futures look like they're going to open up well. But at 9:30 we will figure this whole thing out. So but we'll get to that. I want to talk about that one last. But let's talk about the SEC a little bit, guys. Justin Sun's not their favorite son. It looks like the SEC wants to talk to Justin Sun about some fraud and some market manipulation that he had going on. We all know Justin Sun. He runs Tron. He runs Poloniex. He's got a lot going on in the cryptocurrency world. We know that his DAI token, his stable coin, it's depegged a couple times. They bought that up and went ahead and repegged it. We know he bought a lot of the USDC when it depegged as well. And the SEC wants to have a little conversation with Justin for some market manipulation and fraud. So it doesn't look like the SEC is playing around when it comes to these guys and what they got going on in this market. It looks like it was CZ that they wanted. And then it looked like they messed with CZ enough. Looks like now it's Justin's turn. And Coinbase is going to have its turn too. And we'll get to that here in a minute. But it looks like, the SEC wants to have a conversation with Justin about this fraud and market manipulation. And, when you start talking about buybacks and burns and, all this other stuff that these guys got going on to be able to keep their pegs and to be able to do all this stuff, that could be considered market manipulation. When you look at the rules and regulations around the stock exchange, you gotta be transparent in what you're doing when you're a business owner and you're doing all these things. You got to be transparent. So I'm pretty, that's what they want to talk to Justin about. We'll see what happens with this, but he's deep into the cryptocurrency market, guys. I mean, he's got Tron, he's got DAI, he's got Poloniex, he's got a couple other centralized exchanges that he's involved with. So we'll see what the SEC does to him and how they want to maneuver the situation with him. But I think the key here is these two words: fraud and market manipulation. Them are two strong words that are being used. Army guy, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Crypto Benny as well. Good morning. Welcome to the morning. Glad you're up. Glad you're at it this morning, Crypto Benny. Thank you for stopping by. And then we have the SEC sends Coinbase a Wells notice warning them of potential securities. This is how this thing happens. Usually these larger companies get a Wells notice from the SEC letting them know that there's potential charges coming. And it gives them the ability to go ahead and get their defense ready. Coinbase got one of these Wells notices based around their staking platform. The SEC put everybody on notice when it came to staking, before with Kraken, and everybody thought that they were playing games. They were playing around, and it wasn't serious. And Coinbase is, is the latest casualty in this situation. So the SEC wants to know a little bit more about their staking platform, and they want to know a little bit about their sales to securities. But what I find interesting about this whole Coinbase thing, and I don't necessarily agree with the SEC's take on this, is Coinbase did reply to this Wells notice and ask exactly what securities that they said that they were selling. And the SEC refused to give them an answer on exactly which ones they were. So, I don't think that that's fair, to sell somebody a Wells notice, send them, and then they ask for clarification on a Wells notice, and they don't get clarification, right? So that's not fair. If you're going to take somebody to court, you should at least let them know the details of why you're taking them to court so that they can put up some sort of defense for themselves. That's not fair. And the SEC's playing this dirty game where, they're just throwing these darts at a dartboard, I think. But Coinbase is the next is the next one, guys. And this isn't good because at the end of the day, the SEC has an unlimited amount of money to fight these guys, right? Because it's all tax dollars, so it's unlimited. And Coinbase, XRP, Kraken had to settle because they don't want to be drawn out in these millions and millions of dollars of court fees and battles and stuff like that. So, this is getting a little sticky though. That's because the SEC is fishing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they're fishing. They're throwing darts at a dartboard. They're just trying to figure out what's going to stick. But the problem is, they're taking millions and millions of dollars out of these companies to defend themselves, and these companies don't even know what they're defending themselves against. Coinbase said when they put their application to public their staking was part of the process. Yeah, but it looks like the rules changed though, Dr. Rob. They put their application in, it was part of the process. They thought they had it approved, and then they changed the rules, right? And the SEC, they don't really care. It doesn't seem like they really care about any prior engagements that they had before with these companies in agreements. XRP, Ripple, when they were setting up XRP, they were meeting with the SEC on a regular basis to make sure that they weren't doing anything that was a security, and they ended up being in court. Look at all the lawsuits in the financial and political arena. Yeah, F. Joe. They're suing everybody. They're going after everybody for everything. Look at the influencers that they're suing. Look at the companies that they're suing. They're looking to really try to nail these people down. There's definitely a run, we can call it a run, on lawsuits coming out of the SEC. They're trying to get out of recession on cryptocurrency. Yeah, they're trying to they're trying to get all of this money back from these companies. But what the deal is though is Coinbase themselves, they're going to leave the United States. They're already looking at moving offshore. So this is just going to push them further and further out of the United States, and what the SEC is going to do is they're going to continue to push these United States companies out of here, and we're going to be left behind. You change the rules and give companies time to, you change. That's usually the standard practice. When you change the rules, you give companies time to adapt. But these guys are changing the rules on the fly and then holding people accountable to the new rules when they were operating in the old system, and it's just not fair. Because Coinbase they sent the SEC a letter asking what securities that they were selling, and the SEC refused to give them details of which cryptocurrencies or which staking were considered securities, that they were selling unregistered securities, and they refused to give them specifics about which ones. So that's just not fair, because how can they put together a defense, right? And and like I was saying, Ripple met with the SEC the whole time they were putting together XRP, and at no point did the SEC say that they were a security. So what are these companies left to do, right? Other than leave. They have no other choice but to leave because they're not getting a fair shake. And when you don't get a fair shake somewhere, as a company, you pack your bags and you go somewhere else. And Coinbase is already exploring that. Circle, who is heavily invested in Coinbase, is already looking at. They've already filed paperwork for overseas to set up shop overseas. So Coinbase is going to follow. So it's not going to be long before Coinbase is on its way out of the United States because you can't continue to operate like this. Next administration is changing all of these positions. I agree, Dr. Rob. I think that the next administration will change a lot of this. But the key is how much do you lose? How many companies do you lose before you get to the next administration? Do you lose Coinbase? Before that happens, how much damage is already done? That's the line that we walk right now. It could be that the next administration, they lose XRP, they lose Coinbase, they don't have anything to work with. So who are they going to save? Coinbase, XRP has already said, if this ruling doesn't go in their favor, they're on their way out. And they bought big, huge corporate offices in Canada already. So, they're already setting themselves up for an exit. Putin is behind Bitcoin. The war will start. The war will start well into the bull run. As Putin is using Bitcoin, and so isn't the other one as well. Both countries are using Bitcoin to fund this war and move money. And that's how they're moving their money. They're not moving their money through the SWIFT system or the banking system. They're moving their money through because all that stuff is being shut down and being tracked. So these guys are moving their money through cryptocurrency. But yeah, the administration themselves, I don't know. I don't know if Coinbase and XRP are going to be in the United States long enough for the next administration to get here. That's the fear, is how long can they hold on? And these lawsuits aren't helping. They're not helping the situation. But yeah, Justin Sun, he's got to go see the SEC now, right? So, Justin Sun has a lot of money tied up in crypto and a lot of projects. I don't particularly care for the dude at all. I think he's shady anyways. I don't really care for Tron. I don't really care for DAI. I don't really care for Poloniex Exchange. I don't really care for any of that. But the bottom line here is okay, so you're suing them for fraud and market manipulation. But yet this is the same story in the same song and dance that we've heard before from the SEC. They're big on words, fraud, and market manipulation, but short on details. XXI, good morning, brother. Good morning. Daniel, it's all apparent. It's all part of the plan. Yeah, this is a part of the plan. They're trying to they're trying to get as much money from these guys as they possibly can to offset a lot of their debt. And by suing these guys, you see the amount of lawsuits that are coming through, and they know that people are going to settle. They know they're going to settle, and they know that they're going to get a big dollar amount from them, and they're using this because nobody is fighting. Ripple is the exception, right? Nobody else is spending millions and millions and millions of dollars to fight the SEC. They would rather settle. It doesn't make sense from a shareholder standpoint to spend millions and millions of dollars to fight the SEC, right? From a Coinbase perspective, right? If you're on a Coinbase board of directors and you're sitting there and you have a choice to settle with the SEC or spend millions and millions of dollars fighting the SEC, which you know is going to affect your share price, what decision are you left to make other than you take the settlement, right? Because it's going to affect your share price. The more money that you spend fighting the SEC, who has an unlimited amount of money because they're just spending your tax dollars, right? They're loading up on lawyers and spending your tax dollars, so there's unlimited supply of money. What other choice can you make other than take the settlement? Bullies, they are bullies, and they're throwing their weight around because they know that these companies don't have an endless supply of money. You know, their money's going to run out at some point, and that's what they're using. I mean, you look at how long XRP has been tied up with the SEC. It's been years, right? I mean, no companies can do that, like, and hold off and do that and continually have these legal fees. And this is what's going on right now. That's why Kraken settled. Kraken wasn't going to get into a long battle with the SEC. They didn't have the funds. They didn't have the capital to do that. They have no choice but to settle. So let's talk about this Fed chair, Jerome Powell. What he said yesterday in his press conference that I don't think a lot of people are really paying attention to. And definitely, I don't think the markets are paying attention to it right now, but we're going to pay attention to it. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says officials don't see rate cuts this year, right? So when we look at what Jerome Powell was saying yesterday, and he's been saying this since day one, that there's not going to be rate cuts in 2023. And the markets, if you look at what they're saying and the polls that they've put out for the markets don't agree with him, right? They don't believe that he's not going to cut rates in 2023, which is why you see the market in such of an uptrend, right? Just because there's not going to be more interest rates doesn't mean that he's going to pivot and start cutting interest rates, right? So when he gets to that 5.5% interest rate that they want internally, and that 2% interest rate externally that they're looking for, doesn't mean that you're going to see an automatic pivot and you're going to start seeing rate cuts. The market doesn't believe that. The market believes that he's going to start cutting rates in 2023. He came out again yesterday and he said, we're not cutting rates in 2023. I don't know what the market doesn't believe about that, but as we move on in 2023, I think the markets are going to realize that he's not kidding. And that's where you're going to see this big pullback in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Once the markets start to really realize that he's not going to cut rates in 2023, that you're going to see the big pullback. That's going to be the big pullback because he's not going to cut them. This is all transparency. Also he collapsed. He collapsed of Signature. Hold on. The collapse of Signature Bank. You guys jumped on me for a minute. The collapse of Signature Bank is gonna have a big effect long term on the cryptocurrency market. Yeah, the collapse of Signature Bank will have an effect long term on the cryptocurrency market. And what you notice is that the SEC is starting to choke out banks that specialize in startups and cryptocurrency funding. They're starting to choke them out. This is all transition to Trump. I agree with that, F. Joe. It could be. Big A, good morning, brother. Coinbase share price will also be negatively impacted. That's what I was saying, Big A. And when you look at this lawsuit, right, as a board member sitting on that Coinbase board, you're not going to write off on years of fighting with the SEC where you're leaking off of your balance sheets millions and millions of dollars, and your shareholders suffer. You're not going to do that. Ripple did that, and Ripple continues to do that. But Ripple is the exception to the rule. Like, they're not, a lot of companies in their boards are not going to write off on that, because keep in mind that a lot of their money, them board members' money, are tied up in them stocks. So they're looking out for their own pockets too. So their stocks will be, the longer this goes on with Coinbase, the more and more their stock price is going to suffer, the more and more their board of directors are going to want to look for a settlement because it's affecting their pockets. And the SEC doesn't care because they have an endless supply of money. As long as me and you and everybody else pays taxes, they can continue to fight because they're just spending taxpayers' dollars fighting these companies. So they have an endless supply of money. And when they run out of money, they just go to that little room over there and they turn the printer back on and they print some more money and they continue to fight. And that's the situation. That's how they're choking these companies out. And that's what's happening. But these markets, when you look at all the polls that's coming out with these markets, all the market analysts are saying that they believe that Jerome Powell is going to cut rates in 2023. And he's told you since day one that he does not see rate cuts this year in 2023. I don't know what these markets don't believe. I don't know why they don't believe what this man is saying, but the markets are pricing in rate cuts in 2023 that are not coming. They're not coming. Ken, good morning. How are you, brother? And when the markets start to realize that these rate cuts are not coming this year, there's not going to be there may be a pause this year, but not a pivot. That you're going to see the effects right here in Bitcoin and Ethereum and the rest of the cryptocurrency market, and then the rest of the stock market is going to be affected. But I just don't. I've been watching and listening to all the reports since yesterday, and these analysts still do not believe Powell when he says that he's not going to cut rates in 2023. And they still, this market right here, this market has are pricing these stocks as if there's going to be rate cuts this year. And it's not going to happen. Tim Ski, good morning. I'll take the pause. I'll take the pause too. I'll take the pause. I think that we will get a pause the second half of 2023. We'll get a pause. And that's going to be good enough for 2023. And we're going to have to take that. But when the markets itself, both the stock market and the crypto market, are pricing in rate reductions, you're going to see a pullback from that when they realize that they're not coming. And that's what I think that's going to be your last chance. I'm telling you, when people realize that, that's going to be your last chance at rock bottom prices before this run starts. That's my prediction. You want to know what it is? That's what it is. You're going to have one more pullback. You're going to have one more dip before this market takes off. And you better be prepared for that pullback, and you better be prepared for that dip, because if you miss it, you're not going to get it again. It's going to be the last one before the markets take off, because in 2024, this market's going to take off. So when it does pull back one more time, you better have some money on the side. You better be ready to go, and you better be ready to put it in the market, or else you're going to miss it. And you're going to be kicking yourself. But there's not too many more pullbacks you got before this market takes off. So be ready to rock and roll is all I can tell you when it happens. So everything looks good this morning, though. This early in the morning. I mean, there's a lot of red on the board, but there's not a lot of huge pullbacks. Everything is just kind of slightly red. It's just kind of hanging in there. Morning, Dr. Rob. What do you think? What do you think about the rate and what it'll do? What it'll do for the Gen Z? I'll let Dr. Rob touch that, Timsky. He can answer that. But I think market's hanging in there pretty well this morning. It's not bad. 9:30 is going to tell us how the market's going to react to Powell's speech yesterday, though. It usually takes about a day for the whole market to digest what he says and then to price things in. Should the young just dive in and get some real estate. Real estate is never a bad idea, Timsky. Whether you're young or whether you're older, I don't think real estate's ever a bad investment. I think real estate is usually a pretty safe investment, especially when the market's down. I wouldn't buy any real estate right now, not with these interest rates, the way that they are. But real estate's never a bad investment for the long term. You have value in your real estate. You have value in the equity. You have, if you have equity, hopefully you make a good deal and you have equity. You always have access to cash at any moment in time that you need it. So it's real estate's never a bad investment. So like I told you guys, I do have a board meeting right around 8 that I have to get ready for. So I just want to come on here real quick, give you guys some stuff. But I wanted to review with you guys some stuff. So we have a $725 giveaway that we got going on this channel right now. We're going to give $250 away to 3 lucky subscribers. Once if we can get monetized by April 15th, which means, you know, we got to have 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours. We are at 1,390 something watch hours. And YouTube is usually behind, so I'm gonna call it 1,400, which is a big increase from yesterday. And we have 7,447 subs, which is a big uptick from yesterday as well. So you know, we're trying to get to that 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours. If you go on my channel and you hit playlist, there's a live playlist that's there. It's got 60 something hours worth of live streams on it. If you just stream that in the background, and you you know, go ahead and mute me if you don't want to listen to me, and that's cool. But you go ahead and stream that. It's usually you know, like 3 days worth of streaming, which would give like 60 watch hours. And then, you know, let people know about the channel, sub out, have them sub. But there's we're gonna give away $725 if we can do this by April 15th. And Dr. Rob is going to give $500 in either the Ether USDC. Elmo is going to give another 225. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think, yeah, I'm right. 250. So, you know, we're going to give this thing away. We're going to make it happen live on the stream. Once it happens, we're going to have a monetization party. That's where we're going to give it away. And we're going to continue to try to add to the giveaway as we go along, and try to boost it up more and more. But right now, man, it's $700 something that we're going to give away. Just, you know, to get monetized here by April 15th. So go ahead and share this channel out, guys, and let everybody know that if they sub, they got a chance to win. Because when we do the Twitter picker, it's only going to be for subscribers. And you know, we're going to turn on subscriber mode, and we're only going to do it for subs. But go ahead and stream these videos, get these watch hours up, and you know, make sure we hit this mark by April 15th. And you know, I'm excited for it. I'm grateful for Dr. Rob. I'm grateful for Elmo. I'm grateful for all the subs. I'm grateful for what everybody's done in this short period of time that I've been on YouTube. You know, so let's go ahead and kick it up to that next level, and let's go ahead and get monetized, and you know, let everybody know, you know, tell them to hit that sub button. It's free for them, and they could possibly win, you know, possibly win 250 bucks. So you know, they could possibly win it. So let them know. Get the word out. We'll get the word out on Twitter. Dr. Rob has got a couple tweets going on. I've retweeted them. Go ahead, hit the retweet button on them tweets. Get it out there. Let people know. We're making a lot of progress on the watch hours. YouTube is behind on updating their watch hours, so I fully expect that we are way higher than what I'm talking about this morning. So you know, just keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. I'll put your videos on and autoplay. Thanks, Big A, man. I appreciate you, man. Big A has always been a supporter of the channel as well. So I appreciate you, Big A. Appreciate you and everything that you do as well. So, we're going to have a big monetization party and, it's going to be subscribers only, guys. So, make sure you get the subs up. And we've come a long way in a short period of time. And I'm thankful for everybody. But let's go ahead and kick it up. Just do 100 more people can get blessed. I don't think we're done yet, Seiko. So I think I want to have a big, huge monetization party, and Elmo's putting in 250, Dr. Rob's putting in 500. That's going to bring us up to 750. We're going to do it. We're going to do it, Seiko. I want to bless. This channel will never have a sponsor or anything that doesn't do a giveaway to the community. So, I want to bless as we move forward in this journey. I want to bless everybody every time we get a new sponsor, subscribers, and then eventually members. So, I gotta tell you that's one of my goals. Dr. Rob's been playing 4 or 5 playlists at a time, and I appreciate that. He's got the hours rolling, Timsky. So then the fear of high housing cost for Gen Z. Gen Z is maybe misguided. Timsky, I think in real estate, and Dr. Rob probably knows about this better than me, but I think in real estate, there's one thing that's for sure is that the real estate market will always correct itself. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, but I think that it'll always correct itself. Yeah, Daniel. Danielle love watching my crypto brothers. Thank you, Timsky. I love watching all my crypto brothers too, man. And we all come a long way, man. From Rodney to Austin to myself to Waddy to Crypto Lounge. I think there's a group of people that have come so far in their journey, and we're all in different stages of our journey. And I think, one of the things is that we all support each other. And, one thing I can say about the MMAI family as well is like we support each other. And I love that. See everyone tonight. Yes. Waddy, me and Waddy have a Twitter space tonight at 6:30. We'll be talking about a lot of things crypto, just general crypto. And also, we got into a conversation yesterday on Dr. Rob's channel about taxes and about investments and about securing your money moving forward for the long term. And we're going to extend that conversation until tonight, because I think it's important conversation for people to have, to know, like, if you do come up on a couple $1 million, do you know what to do with it? Are you prepared? Are you prepared to have that much money? And I think it's just a conversation that we need to have. And I think it's important. So we're going to continue that conversation tonight. Hopefully Twitter cooperates with everybody. It's been acting a little bit funny lately. You may have to uninstall and reinstall your Twitter. And if you're an Android user and your Twitter was on Google Play, you may have to uninstall and reinstall it off the Galaxy Store. If it was on the Galaxy Store, you may have to reinstall it on Google Play. It's just craziness. Turn off your updates. So it's. I hope Twitter cooperates tonight. I can't wait to have this conversation. I think it's important. Maybe some projects will do some giveaways. Yeah, Rob, the more giveaways we can get, the better off. I'm all about them. And 750 though, man, like to start off with that, big props to Dr. Rob and Elmo for that. And I couldn't be more grateful. But good point, Daniel. So that's kind of where we are. Selma, how are you? Kelcher, good morning. So we're gonna wrap things up here, but 6:30 tonight, me and Waddy have the Twitter space. Real, would you say, Big A? Real estate might be the slowest, the slowest horse, stable, but it'll always. Yeah, I agree, Big A. Real estate might be slow, but I can tell you, man, it's always going to be there, and it's always going to correct itself, and it's always going to hold value. And as long as you have equity to draw from, you're always going to have access to money, and I think that's what's important. Real estate, if you have a chance to get into real estate and you get into it at a reasonable rate, it's always something that you have to look at. It's something that'll always hold its value in the long run. The real estate market will always correct itself. So with that, guys, I got a meeting I got to get to at 8, so I'm gonna bounce out of here. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you in the morning. Appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate everything you guys do. And I will catch you guys tonight at 6:30 on the Twitter space. Come on through, have the conversation. Don't be scared to request the mic. And we do have a big Twitter space on Friday coming up with MMAI. Go ahead and click on Dr. Rob's Twitter and go ahead and make sure you got your notifications on for that. Awesome Austin is on his way back to the United States, and he will be in that Twitter space on Friday to give us some possible updates on where MMAI is and some things that he's experienced over there on his trip. So make sure you tune into that as well. So you got 2 big Twitter spaces coming up back to back on Thursday and Friday. So make sure you're tuned in. Make sure you're locked in, and make sure that you know what's going on with the projects that you invest in. Invest in good projects. Invest in stable projects. Do not throw your money away on these projects that aren't going to be here for the long term. Pay attention to Coinbase. Pay attention to the SEC. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to what's going to happen here and the actual assault on cryptocurrency, and make sure that your money is safe and make sure that your money is secure, guys, and be safe out there. And I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 6:30 tonight and again tomorrow morning. So with that, you guys have a great morning, and I will see you around. I'm out.